after one semester with USC in men's tennis, Tien with a UTR 13.64 is turned pro and will not return to USC. He was a 2022 USTA Boys 18s champion that became eligible in mid-April and played the number 2 singles spot, amassing a record in 3 unknown singles, which I know it's not like a ton of completed matches, but it's just completed and not like played out. And 6-3 in doubles, ATP singles ranking is 723 in the world. This makes a lot of sense for him to turn pro, and he had issues when he rolled in the spring to become eligible to begin with. And I really think if USC would have had him earlier in the year, they might have been a top 8 seed. And they were one of those 10 seeds that was dangerous, and they were good enough to beat Michigan, but they didn't. They lost 4-3 at Michigan. And the ironic thing is the number 1 single spot was the loss. But here's the deal about USC. Regardless if he was going to come back or not, they have to improve doubles, because they were not great in doubles last year. I mean, when you look at dual matches, 35 and 22 overall, but number 1 doubles 12 and 11. Yeah, that's not getting the job done. Number 2, 12 and 8. Number 3, 14 and 10. I really do think if he would have came back, they would have had a great top 2 going into next year. And there was always that question about him. Will he come back? And same thing goes for Stefan Dostanic. I mean, if they would have had both, and I know they for sure lose Ryan Colby, but to the transfer portal away, where he ended up at Georgia. And they do lose Bradley Fry, but Bradley Fry was a number 5 single spot player and / number 1 doubles, but number 5 singles like 8 and 4, but he was on number 4 some of it. And it'll be interesting how USC comes back from this. Will they add somebody? They're probably going to, because let's just assume Stefan Dostanic comes back. And same thing goes for their other senior, Samuel Rubble. They only have like 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. Yeah, they're gonna have to add some 2 players, and I don't think they have anybody coming in and do a transfer portal as of right now, but I could be wrong. And they definitely don't, according to this recruiting.net, they don't have a player for the 2023 class. So I think they're going to add somebody. It's a matter of who, and when at that. Because, look, you're losing your number 2 singles player is pretty hard. If you were going to get Stefan Dostanic back, maybe they would have been a top 8 seed for next year, top 8 team. Now, I'm not so sure. I would think at least a top 16. And they were 21 and 8 last year, 9 and 2 in the Pac-12, which they were co-champs in the Pac-12 with Utah and Arizona. I believe 6 and 2 in the conference. It was really not that great in the Pac-12. There was no other top 10 teams, so they couldn't move up in the rankings, so to speak. Yeah, and if they didn't lose to Cal this past year 4-3, and the ironic thing is they won doubles, and they were not that great in doubles last year. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, and the first match with Tien was against Oregon on April 14th. So yeah, granted, the last four regular season last four regular season matches, and then the Pac-12 tournament for three matches, and then the NCAA tournament for the first three rounds. So we'll have to see how they do next year and what their schedule looks like and what their roster looks like. I would say another guy to keep an eye on. I know it's not USC related. Is Alex Michelsen, like Michelsen. Keep an eye on that name. He's supposed to be a Georgia freshman who can roll, but he could very well turn pro. He might be too good to stay and to go to college, but he could be like Jensen Brooksby in a way that when he came to Baylor, but he never played a match at Baylor because of COVID shutdown and injury. A few weeks away, he would have played before the shutdown happened. So yeah, and now USC has to find a way to revamp the roster. And it's not going to be easy. They do have Peter Mock potentially coming back, and that helps. And what does Merrick as well. But no Bradley Fry. But you got Lashonic Westrake, yeah, coming back as well. So really, they just need one more guy, honestly. And more than one guy, actually. I think they need more, like, just to have more depth, like two more guys, because the roster that they had prior, to the losses, the senior and Bradley Fry and Ryan Colby and Tien was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nine guys, and now they have. Let's just assume Stefan Dostonic comes back. 1, 2, 3, and same thing goes for Samuel Rubble. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they're gonna have to add some guys. So, yeah, they definitely need to add some guys in order to have more depth, and especially when they need to work on their doubles anyway. And the last thing you want is a team with 6 players. You have no room for injury, because injuries can occur throughout the year, and it's going to be their last year in the Pac-12, as we know, next year, before they go to the Big Ten, where the Big Ten is not as good as the Pac-12. It's not. And last year, the Pac-12 standings was, it was a 3-way tie between Utah, which I think they're going to take a step back, Arizona. They'll be interesting to see. To me, it's between Arizona and USC, and possibly Stanford. Like, that's the teams I would keep an eye on in the Pac-12 in terms of like the best 3 teams, in my opinion. I think Utah takes a step back, but you never know. And yeah, Stanford just got bad luck with injuries the last few years, and they were not top 16 seed. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Especially on the rosters for every Pac-12 team as well, not just for USC. because this can affect the conference now with Tien gone. And I know he didn't play that much once he was cleared in terms of like completed matches and singles, but he was a difference maker. Then you move your number 2 singles player at the time before him to move him down to number 3, 4. The current number 4 would be, number 3 would be 4, then 4 becomes 5, 5 becomes 6. You get what I'm saying. It makes a difference. Now, will the Stefan Dostanic will be come back? That is the big question. Because if they don't have him, for USC. But I know they're going to try to get somebody in that's good. Good enough to make an impact right away. Maybe and it was unexpected get for them and Tien. But then he had to wait all that time, and the NCAA takes a long time on decisions like this on whether a player is eligible or not, and they're not consistent. So, anyways, if you like this content, like and subscribe, and see you guys later. 5 subscribers, we're on the road to it. Let's go.